What's happening, YouTube? This is Champion 2D Rob back again, and yeah, this is another pickups vid, but this time I'm doing a vid of some items that I picked up while I was out and about, mostly from CEX. Um, this was actually, I'll be honest with you guys, like I'm a bit behind on the pickups vids. I've probably got about 3 videos worth of pickups, and yeah, I've just been too lazy to make the videos themselves. So these pickups were actually done about a month ago, give or take. I sort of had to go out and about. I went into town, picked up. I knew there was one game I was sort of looking for, which I managed to find, and they also picked up a few more bits. I didn't just go to CEX. I also went into this independent shop, which I'll get to in a moment. In fact, I'll leave that one till last. But yeah, so I popped into town, went into CEX, was looking for a few bits, and then ended up walking away with a few more. So I actually went in to my local CEX for one particular game, and it's one title that I've been after for a long time. Been trying to get it on eBay but I was quite unsuccessful. I tried buying one copy off eBay. It never showed up. Ended up getting my refund. Other copies was just too expensive. Even the one I tried to buy, I felt I paid over the odds for. I wasn't too happy about that. But I'm sort of glad that I ended up getting refunded for that, because I ended up finding it in my local CEX, and it's one I've been after for a long time. It's for the PlayStation 3. Just trying to get the odd title here and there for the PlayStation 3 that I've just always wanted to get, but just never got around to. So the game I managed to find at my local CEX, and fortunately for me, it was in nice condition, and that is Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So I've been after this one for a long time. This is one I've wanted to add into my fighting collection, and I just never got around to it. It is complete with its manual, and it's a nice nick. And yeah, chuffed to find it for £8, which is actually the lowest I've seen it go for. I was thinking about doing a CEX roulette on this, but when I saw there was local copies, just went straight into town to pick it up. So I was lucky to get this, and it's just a nice addition. Now the reason why I wanted this game is because it's it's Street Fighter with Tekken. It was basically the start of what was supposed to be a 2 game deal. It was supposed to be Street Fighter cross Tekken, and it was meant to be like a Tekken cross Street Fighter. So this one is more like plays more like a Street Fighter game, where I think the other one was meant to be more like a Tekken game, but they never got around to that because I don't think this one sold very well. But I always wanted to check it out, never got around to it, so I'm glad to finally have this one in the collection, and that's Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Next game I picked up here, and actually I already own this game on the PlayStation 3. Picked it up a little while ago, but this one was in a much nicer condition than the one I had initially. In fact, my one, I believe, didn't even have a manual. Yeah, this one does have a manual, and it does complete the trilogy for me, and that's MotorStorm Apocalypse. I really do enjoy the MotorStorm games, and this was one I needed. But like I said, I did already own a copy, but it wasn't complete. It wasn't in that nice condition, so this is just more of an upgrade. And here's a DVD that I picked up, and I just sort of bought this on a whim. I saw it there. I actually own this on VHS, so I figured for this price, why not pick it up on DVD as well? And it's an anime, and that is Ray Earth. So I got it for £2.50. So I do believe at the time that I had this on VHS, I had no idea that it was based on a game, because this is actually based on, I think, Magic Knight's Ray Earth, which came out on the Saturn, which is actually a very rare game in the US. I don't think the game ever came out in the UK. But yeah, I actually had this. It actually comes in, it's sort of 3 OVAs, and this so basically got all three on one DVD, but on VHS it was on three individual cassettes, which I actually do own. Haven't seen it in a long time, so for that price I thought that was worth picking up. And the last game I picked up at CEX, and this is for the PlayStation 4. And I've actually owned this game digitally for a long time. I've completed the game. I absolutely loved the game, which is why I wanted a physical copy of it. And that is Mad Max. This is such a fantastic game. Really got into it. I wasn't expecting much from this game when I initially downloaded it. I actually bought it on a sale digitally, played through it, was hooked, loved it. It's an excellent open world game. Yeah, I just really dug it. So much fun, so much you can do in it. And I've been after a physical copy for a long time, but I was waiting for the right copy because I wanted to get one that didn't have the PlayStation hits on the case, and also for a fairly reasonable price. So £8, standard release, can't go wrong with that. So really chuffed to add this one into the collection. So finally, guys, after I went into CEX, I did pop into this local shop that has actually been around for many years. I think 30 years now, and it's actually the same shop that I actually bought my first PlayStation games back in the mid-90s. And for some strange reason, I always just assumed that the shop had closed down, but it's still there. But the funny thing is, you would not know it to be a shop that sells games. It's actually a shop that sells mostly musical instruments and just other bits of electronic equipment. But they do have an area at the back, and they sell retro games. They sell all sorts of retro games there. So this game I bought is actually for the Saturn. It's for the Japanese Saturn. And how I found out about this game being there was the fact that they have a page on eBay. And I've been looking at this game for a while, and I noticed, as I was looking at this one on eBay, I noticed that I recognized this shop immediately, and I knew that it was local to me. So I thought on the off chance I would just go down there and see that if it was available to buy in store. And sure enough, it was. So I just went and picked it up there and then. And I actually got it a bit cheaper than what they were asking for on eBay. And this is a game that was introduced to me by Scott, Sega Saturn lad. He was the one that introduced this game to me. This was actually one of the games that we played over at Scott Sega Zombie's house when Sega Saturn lad had brought over his bunch of games. This was one of the games that he brought over. And the game I'm talking about is Necronomicon. So this is actually a pinball game, and it's exclusive to the Japanese Saturn, even though it's actually a Western developed game. And this game is known for having some fantastic music, like a pretty much a kicking rock soundtrack, and it's all in English. The game is like completely in English. But for whatever reason, it never got a Western release. It was just a Japanese exclusive. And I did get to play this game at Sega Zombie's house. And it was a fun game. And I figured, it was definitely one I wanted to add into the collection. I don't think, no, doesn't have the spine card, but it's otherwise in lovely condition. So yeah, just a nice, decent Saturn import to find, and actually to get one in the wild as well. Didn't have to resort to eBay, was able to just buy it in the wild, which is nice. And the guy at the shop actually said to me that every now and again he gets a guy that comes in and drops off stuff. So he said it was worth me going in there on a regular basis to check it out, which admittedly I've not done. I really need to go out more. It's very rare I actually get to go out and buy stuff in shops, aside from my own food shopping. Like I very rarely go out to do stuff like that. It's, usually if I buy stuff, I just buy it online just because it's just more convenient. But it is worth going out every now and again and checking CX and other places as well. So I do need to go back to this shop because I have found things there in the past, but for whatever reason I just block it out of my mind that the place even exists. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so that is it, guys. That's basically been the pickups that I got out in the wild. Very, very rare that ever happens. So thank you very much, guys. Please let me know what you guys think of any of the stuff I picked up. And of course, leave a thumbs up. It's much appreciated, guys. It does help my channel a lot as well. And I appreciate everyone that stuck around to watch the whole video. And I will be back soon. Bye-bye.